We are continuing to learn more about the 10-year-old who police say accidentally shot himself in the leg in Farmington this afternoon. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden. Though it's considered an accident, police say a 19-year-old family member is now facing charges. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot has more details on what happened.
People I spoke with say they saw first responders in this parking lot. They tell me it was a 10-year-old boy who was hurt.
Okay, I went down to my car for lunch, and there were about 10-15 cop cars. And then I saw the little boy getting into the ambulance. And then I just saw all the police with the white car. There was a white car there, and they were just taking everything out of the trunk, putting it on the grass.
This is how Barbara Paternostro described the parking lot off of Farmington Avenue Wednesday afternoon. Farmington police say they received a 911 call after a gunshot went off. According to a preliminary investigation, 19-year-old Jordan Cruz illegally had a firearm and left it alone in a vehicle with his 10-year-old family member. Police say the gun accidentally went off and the 10-year-old sustained a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the leg. A pediatrician who works nearby says this incident is highlighting the importance of gun safety.
If anyone owns a gun or a firearm, it's enormously important that it is put in a gun safe and that the ammunition is stored separately from the guns.
Dr. Barbara Ziogas says if you don't have a safe or storage for your gun, doctors' offices can help.
Please talk to your pediatrician if your children are around guns, because we can help you get some of those things into your home to keep you and your children safe from any harm.
Cruz is charged with a number of things, including carrying a pistol without a permit, risk of injury to child, and negligent storage of a firearm. Police say the 10-year-old is expected to recover. In Farmington, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
All right, take a look at this video of a shipping container that is blocking a part of I-95 northbound tonight. This is near exit 62. State police say the container hit the edge of a bridge and fell off a flatbed. One lane is open and traffic is moving slowly, and no one was hurt.
Sunny and 70 for most of the state again today, although it was a bit cooler for the shoreline. And we have one more mild and bright day before the clouds roll in later tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. And then we get some rain in here, but not until after the evening commute. And that rain will take us into Thursday morning. Thursday is also the beginning of a pattern change with some much cooler air settling in. And that chill is going to stick with us right into the first weekend of May. I'm like, what month is it? Low temperatures tonight will be right around 40 degrees. Again, we start the day off with sunshine. We'll see more clouds spill in the afternoon. Highs will be in the mid to upper 60s inland and near 60 for the Connecticut shoreline. And notice later tomorrow night that we do have that rising chance for seeing some rain. So it'll be knocking on the doorstep and even moving into parts of western Connecticut right around this time tomorrow night. And after a wet start on Thursday, we'll dry things out again. We'll talk about those cooler changes. Your full forecast is coming up, Brent.
All right, Rach, thank you. Police say a string of evidence from surveillance video to DNA helped them build a murder case in a deadly shooting inside a Stratford home. New details from the arrest warrant are now shedding light on what investigators say led up to the shooting. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules has the story.
According to the arrest warrant, Robert Copaz's mother, Nicole Tucci, told a witness that her son shot up the home and shot Paul Balzerano, but she wasn't sure why. On April 4th, police were called to Woodstock Avenue just before midnight for a report of a disturbance. When police arrived, Nicole Tucci, 43-year-old Paul Balzerano's girlfriend, was hysterical in the living room. Officers followed bullet cartridges up the stairs to the second floor of the home, where they found Balzerano on the floor in his bedroom in a pool of blood. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Autopsy results show he was shot 9 times. His cause of death was gunshot wounds to the neck, torso, and lower extremity. The manner of death was ruled a homicide. Police records show there had been wellness checks at the home, which resulted in 2 separate arrests. During police questioning, Tucci appeared intoxicated and very uncooperative. During interviews, she said Balzerano, quote, just dropped dead in her arms. When she was told that he was shot multiple times, she said she had no idea despite having blood on her clothes. According to the arrest warrant, Robert Copaz, Tucci's son, had several registered firearms. After getting a search warrant, police discovered his registered firearms and a Glock with an illegal switch that was unregistered to him. Once the search warrant was issued, Copaz's attorney says he immediately complied with investigators.
He immediately surrendered himself. He did not have said to have occurred.
Court documents say Kopaz's car infotainment system and cell phone records place him at the home the shooting happened. According to the arrest warrant, nearby surveillance video also shows Kopaz entering the home. Shortly after, several loud sounds consistent with gunshots are heard on a neighboring camera before he's seen getting back into his car and driving off. An anonymous tipster told police the location of the gun in Stratford. Investigators say his DNA was found on the gun. Tucci later told an officer a few days later who gave her a ride when she got a flat tire, quote, "My son killed my lover." During a conversation with a witness captured on Ring camera, Tucci can be heard saying that her son Kopaz was not protecting her, and she said there were no issues between her son and Paul Balzerano. Tucci went on to say that the two didn't always get along but were on good terms at the time and wasn't sure why Kopaz would kill him. He's being held on a $1.5 million bond. He's expected back in court on May 19th. In Hartford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Brantford police arrested a man after a suspicious package was found at John F. Kennedy International Airport. Exactly 1 week ago, Department of Homeland Security investigators told Brantford police a suspicious package was blocked at JFK. That package had been shipped from China, and inside was a firearm suppressor instead of an automotive fuel filler listed on the shipping label. Police say this package belonged to 46-year-old Alexander Oronzo, a convicted felon who is prohibited from owning firearms and other weaponry. And police say they delivered the package to Oronzo, and when he accepted the package, they searched his home and they found a large amount of weapons and drugs. The Sheriff's Office in North Carolina says they found a missing girl from Middletown. The girl was reported missing on April 9th. The Brunswick County Sheriff's Office says she was found yesterday on Ocean Isle Beach with 51-year-old Justin Newman. Police say Newman arranged transportation for the girl to leave Connecticut in a train. And police say Newman has been charged with kidnapping and rape of a child under the age of 15. The Sheriff's Office says additional charges may be filed. Well, if you've been to Nova Adventure Park in East Hartford lately, you may have noticed some changes. The park implemented a new policy it says is meant to keep everyone safe while they have fun. Fox 61's Kayla Cade went to the park today to find out what led to the change.
Under the new policy, teens under the age of 18 must be with a parent at all times after 4 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. It comes after teens were going into the park and causing some issues. When you walk into Nova Adventure Park in East Hartford, you'll come across this sign that says parents can't drop off kids and leave the park, and other parents can't check in other kids. While it's not every single teen, there are some who have gotten into trouble. I spoke with the manager who did not wish to be on camera. He tells me a group of teens would come in and refuse to pay. He tells me the cops were called to have them removed from the building. Back in January, East Hartford police were called here because of a report of kids fighting. According to police, most of the crowd dispersed and no arrests were made. Glastonbury and Manchester police were also called to help with the situation. The manager tells me some teens were planning what they call a teen takeover last weekend. This is when teens plan to meet up in public spaces, and it can often lead to fights. The manager says he was able to stop a teen takeover, and he has noticed some improvement since the policy was changed. He also says parents are happy about the changes because they don't have to watch their kids as closely as they used to. This change in policy is here to stay. I was told there are no plans to remove this new rule. In East Hartford, Kayla Cade, Fox 61.
The town of East Hartford rolled out a new tax revaluation this year, and taxpayers say it's impacting them in different ways. Fox 61's Tim Latow spoke with a small business owner who says this might force him to close up shop.
A new tax assessment has raised taxes for many in East Hampton. A small sugar maker says his taxes will go up by 65%, and unless he's granted farm status, he says he'll have to close his business.
Well, what they are going to charge me for the new property tax at 65% higher, there's no way that I can keep the business going.
Richard Walker has owned and operated his maple sugar business, Rick's Sugar Shack, for 30 years on his property in East Hampton. He says he gets taxed extra by the town for having a small business in addition to his property tax. A tax revaluation that will go into effect in July will raise taxes for the majority of people by an average of 18%, according to the town website. The U.S. Air Force veteran says his taxes will go up by a combined 65%. He has less than 1 acre of land, so he doesn't qualify by the town's standards for the right to farm tax break.
That because my house is so big and my property is so small, I only got 1 acre, that there's no place for me to put a sugar house. Well, we have a sugar house, and it's already here, so why won't they allow us to become a farm?
Walker says he's a registered farm with the state of Connecticut and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. He hopes the town reinstates an agricultural commission to ensure those who keep their farmland are rewarded regardless of their property size. And that was a possible point to discuss on the town council's agenda Tuesday night. If the agricultural commission isn't reinstated or doesn't place him in a lower tax bracket for farming, Walker says he'll be forced to end his beloved business after 3 decades.
It's very difficult because this is something that I grew up working for a lot of sugar houses up in my hometown of Elston, New Hampshire, and I knew sugar and up one side and down the other side.
Walker says he needs the town to grant him farm status by June 1st. Otherwise, he says he'll have no choice but to close down. In East Hampton, Tim Lateau, Fox 61.